Good evening, everyone. We are now come to the last part of this course, and that is about reporting research. We'll talk about writing scientifically. Now, when we talk about writing scientifically, the way we write, we as Indians write, is very often quite clumsy. For example, we would write title. This is what we see, what I see commonly in MPT thesis, etc. It's a title, correlation between BMI and HRQoL in young Indians. Now, first of all, in any title, you must not write abbreviations. You must write the full form. So that is one problem here in this sentence. Then methodology, study design, observational study design. So you have study design repeated. So there's redundancy. Sample. The sample consisted of 24 subjects, both male and female. That's kind of unnecessary words. Inclusion criteria, both male and female. Exclusion criteria, subjects who did not consent for the study. That's understood. Subjects between 18 and 25 years. Young Indians, there might be an operational definition. So these are all unnecessary words here. Procedure. Ethical committee clearance was obtained. All subjects who volunteered were evaluated on baseline measures prior to evaluation. This is a common thing that I see in written literature. When you write, you must write chronologically. Instead of writing, this, but before that we did something else, you must write what you did first and the next thing, instead of saying before. Before. So before should have come first. Do you understand what I mean? Then patient's height and weight were taken. BMI was calculated. To calculate BMI, height and weight have to be taken. So there is no need to write that sentence. Patients were asked to fill out the SF-36. Those who could not read and write were asked the questions verbally by the investigator. All of this can be made much firmer. Tight sentences can be made. Results. 18 subjects completed the study. The mean age of the subjects was 25 years. Men were slightly older at 27 years. Women were 24 years average. This is probably already there in the sentence. Discussion. 15 males who were 18 years showed a tendency to have higher BMI. Women who had BMI were found to be older than 23 years. This is all not really discussion. And it's just repetition of results. This is taken from an Indian journal. It says, we have pleasure to inform you that XYZ is a double-blind, peer-reviewed, indexed journal and is now covered by Embase, blah, 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 and many other international databases. XYZ has commenced publication since 2006. It will be published 4 times in a year. It will be. It has commenced publication. It will be. The journal is indexed. All the issues of the journal will be available in print and electronic form. Issues can be viewed at. Journal is a peer-reviewed journal. It has already been written earlier. Purpose of the journal is to bring latest research about the field of physiotherapy to whom. The journal values scientific articles, news, group discussions, and information about latest equipments. That's wrong. Sick. Equipments is not a correct word. The journal wishes to promote growing needs of scientific disciplines of physiotherapy. So what I have already shown is all clumsy sentences, clumsy language that we write. So this is all conversational English. This is how we talk. This is how Indians talk in day-to-day conversation. But that is not technical writing English. Technical writing English is a different thing. Technical writing English must be grammatically correct. There must be no redundancy. There must be no idiomatic use. There should not be any sort of unnecessary words in a sentence. Sentences must be able to give the concept with as words as possible. Journals have word restrictions. Journals have volume restrictions. So you cannot keep on writing what can be written in 3,000 words. If you take 5,000 words, the journal will reject your article, however important your article may be. So how do we write? You must write down your most important points first. What are the things you want to convey? Then write them in a focused, stylish, grammatical manner. Make sure that your grammar is correct. Make sure that your language is stylish and has good words. Good words, one word will be able to take in the meaning of a full sentence. Read again, give it to someone else to read, that is peer review. Correct and check for mistakes. Now I've written fro. Check fro mistakes. It's a very common thing. When we write for, spell check will not catch this because fro is also a word. Whereas here it needs to be for. So spell check is not enough. You have to read every word and then rewrite. Typed sentences. Study design, observational, or the study was conducted using an observational design. Participants, you don't have subjects. Subjects gives the impression that they did not have the ability to say no. So now we have participants because everybody is giving informed consent. So you must say the word participants. It's a better word than subjects. Animals would be subjects, but human beings will be participants. Sample size. The minimum sample size required for the study was computed as 12 using the formula. Instead of writing, the formula used for calculating sample size was, from this the minimum number was obtained as 12. Now, even though it may be grammatically correct, the earlier sentence is is more stylish and it is less clumsy. So these are things that you must take into consideration. Now, publishing. Where do we publish and how do we publish? Step one of before you decide to publish is you need to choose your journal. You need to check the author guidelines and see if your journal if your study is even of interest to the journal, because journals have scope. You must read scope of the journal and see if your article fits the scope, if it fits into the scope of the journal. Otherwise, there's no point in sending it to that journal. Check the referencing style. There are many types of referencing styles. You have the Vancouver format, you have Harvard style, you have APA style, etc. You must write the correct referencing style. For this, you may need to redo your entire referencing within the text as well as the bibliography. These are things that you need to take into consideration. Choose the type of article, number of words, number of tables, number of figures, etc. Journals normally have different categories. They have original articles, literature, brief reports, this, that, etc. Each type of article will have a specified number of words, specified number of tables, specified number of figures. Do not exceed these specifications. The journal will outright reject your article. Download a similar article from the journal that's of interest to you and look at the style of writing. Look at the figure style, look at the table style, look at the side headings, look at how they have presented and present with exactly the same format. Step 2, do an extensive literature review. First, you need to read systematic reviews, current literature, and go backwards so that you can identify the limitations in previous studies. Then, try to overcome the limitations in your study. So, your study should add something new to the existing body of knowledge. Otherwise, it is not of interest to any journal to publish. Step 3, you need to write the introduction or background in a focused manner with current references. An introduction that you would have written for a thesis or dissertation will not be the introduction that you will write for a journal article. An introduction you write for a journal article will take into consideration the introduction and the literature review part of your thesis. So it has to be redone. You cannot cut and copy from your thesis. It has to be written with a new focus, must be written with new words, so that because you only have about 20%, by and large, if you have 60% of the words that are allocated for a type of article must go in for methodology and results. Only the rest of the 20% is for, 40% is for discussion, conclusion, and introduction. So you need to make sure that your introduction does not take up more words than 20% of the total allocated. And so hence it has to be rewritten in a focused manner. And it must have correct references. Write the objectives in clear terms. Objectives are always measurable. So write your objectives in clear, measurable terms. Methodology must include design, sampling strategy, sample size, logic size, as well as data analysis. Sample size can be accessed from G-Power software quite easily. Procedure must be in consecutive order and clear and descriptive. You must say what you did first. Don't say before recruitment, informed consent was taken. Say informed consent was the first step prior to allocating the participants or something. So you write the first thing first, second thing next, and so on. Include flow charts is needed. Many journals require console diagram. They require Prisma. So they include whatever flow charts the journal requires you to include. So make sure that it is that it is written properly. Results consort in case of RCT Prisma. I already told you. Tables and figures must not duplicate data. You must not write. See, this is a common practice in many theses. You have the same information in tables and you have the same information in figures. Don't ever do that when you submit an article. Tables and figures must be different, and tables and figures must be standalone. Which means when a reviewer looks at a table, they must understand exactly what the table conveys without having to go back to the text. As also figures. So the legend must be clear. The legend must be descriptive. Any abbreviations must be written down as note. Everything must be understood. When you look at a table or a figure, you must be able to understand. Table and figure columns must be there in the text because the copy editor must know where to insert which table, where to insert the figures. In the text, you must say, as described in table 1, as depicted in figure 2. Only then will the copy editor know where to put the tables and figures. So this is essential. Plan types of figures, table orientation, and information before you make them, because sometimes tables may have many subheadings. In that case, you must plan whether you want it in vertical style or horizontal style. How many? Do you want to break up one table into multiple tables, and so on and so forth. Finally, it must be clear. It must not be clumsy. It must not have too much information that cannot be taken in, but there must not be too little information because you're unnecessarily increasing the number of tables. Discussion must relate to previous literature already known within the subject. It must discuss all relevant results, and you must put forward all limitations and strengths of the study and anything new that you have found with theoretical background, theoretical hypothesis. That is the whole point of publishing, so that readers can build upon your study and come up with new studies. Conclusion must be directly related to objectives. Avoid data dredging to the extent possible. Now, step 4. Keywords must not be the same as in the title. The point of keywords is to increase the chance of your article being seen while people are browsing. So the point is to include more keywords that are relevant to your study so that there is greater chance of discovery. Running title, decide on your running title, because when you upload your article, you will have to give a running title. Running titles must be very short. Abstract must be according to the journal instructions. Some journals require structured abstract with relevant side headings. Some require just a narrative abstract. So based on that, you need to write an abstract. Referencing, like I said before, must be in the journal style. Next, the first step after you submit online will be for a peer review. So the reviewer will read it. If you are lucky, it will go for peer review. Otherwise, it will get rejected by the editor itself. But if it goes for peer review and the results and the setback comments, every comment must be answered. Either you change, you take your advice and change what you have written, or you rebut it saying that I think this is fine and why you think it is fine. So either you must rebut every article, every comment, or you must make necessary changes. But whatever it is, every comment must be addressed. And in the covering letter after your peer review, you must give point by point what you have done with the reviewer comments. Did you rebut it? Did you accept it? And what changes have you made? Step 6, when you do a covering letter, you must write why you think the journal should accept your article. Okay, this is in the initial space before the peer review. You must write why you think journal should accept your article. Why do you think it is of interest to the readers? You must be able to disclose any conflict of interest. You should know exactly what the authors contributed. What did the first author contribute? What did the second author contribute? The gift authorship is frowned upon. You should have the title ready. You should know about acknowledgements. People who may have contributed but not significantly enough to become author can be acknowledged. So this you must take into consideration. You must keep. You must realize, decide who is going to be the corresponding author, and then you go ahead and submit it. When the revision comes, I told you, follow instructions. Certain journals will tell you to use the track changes option in Word. So please become familiar with that so that you can do word editing options. And then the description of changes must be given in a letter. Affiliation, the primary affiliation must be given. Rest can be acknowledged. Authorship is only for those who have contributed to all stages of the research, that is concept, data collection, and writing. Gift authorship should not be given because it is against ethical principles of research. If they reject, you must have a plan to submit to another journal. But take into consideration all the reviewer comments before you submit. Now, writing a grant proposal. Why do you want a grant? First of all, it must be clear in your mind. Why do you want a grant? Just because everybody seems to be jumping on the grant bandwagon, is it because if you get a grant, you will get promotion? Is it because you think that if you get grant, you will make money? The last is obviously wrong. But if these are the reasons, then you probably shouldn't try to write a grant. The reason agencies give grant is in order to promote research which would otherwise not be possible for you to do, either because of time or money. So grant should when you want to write a grant, it should be a good question. There should be something that has so the question must be robust. It should require intensive research which you will not be able to do in your every as part of your everyday job. If it is something that you can do in your clinic without a grant, there is no point in writing a grant. It would be something that you really believe should be done, but you don't have money to do it, or you don't have time, and hence you need a research associate. That could be the reason. Who's interested in this research? Based on who's interested in this research is how you will find the agency which will fund. If it is science and technology based, you will fund. If it is more generic clinical questions, ICMR would be where you would send. If it is disability related, you might want to send it to Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. If it is specific to a particular group of people, then you might want to send it to specific agencies like CP Society or the Pain Research and so on. You should be clear about the beneficiaries because that is one of the things that the grantor is going to think about. So when you're giving it to government agencies, you must look at their trust areas. The DST will have a list of trust areas, ICMR has a list of trust areas. So if you submit a proposal that is nowhere within your trust area, your chances of getting a grant are very remote. And this is one of the things that you would take into consideration when you decide which grant agency you want to approach. You must know whether you have the competence to carry out this research. Okay, you've written a beautiful proposal, you even get the money. You get 1 crore, and then if you don't know how to do it, then you're stuck. So you need to make sure that you have the competence to carry out this research, which of course you have to articulate in your grant proposal also. Do you need collaborators? If you need collaborators, what would be your role? Would they want to be CI? Would they want to be part of the grant? In which case, you must write a combined proposal. Does it need to be a multi-centric study? In which case, you have to decide what each center will do and how will the money be distributed, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of groundwork to be done, homework to be done before you write a grant proposal. Now, when you write the methodology, Make sure that you are likely to get ethical approval for your study, because many grant agencies, you can send a proposal, only if they accept you need to get the ethical approval. But make sure you write that you're likely to get ethical approval. If you write animal studies, you may not get. If you write something on people who may be vulnerable population, there might be a chance that you will not get. Make sure that the institution you're affiliated to has an ethical committee that is approved by the CDSMO. Otherwise, your ethical certificate will not be valid. So these are things that you need to consider. If there are sophisticated outcome measurements, is it available in terms of equipment and competent personnel? If you require to do FMRI, is there someone in your institution who, does your institution have MRI that is sophisticated enough to do FMRI? Do they have the software? Do they have people who are competent? Do they have an radiographer? Radiologist who is able to do this? If the competence is there, hardware is there, software is not there, then you will have to budget for the software. So these are things you must consider. How will you get participants? How are you going to advertise? Are you going to take patients from your OPD? Are you going to take patients from the inpatients? Or do you have to advertise and recruit participants? If you're going to recruit participants from the community, then you have to pay them TA and DA. In which case, you need to budget for this. Is there likelihood of dropouts? Is this some sort of study where there might be a lot of dropout either due to death or due to, because it's long duration, people just don't show up? In which case, your sample size will have to be increased. So if your initial sample size has to be increased to take care of dropouts, then you need to budget for their TA also. So these are things you must seriously think about. When you finish your study in the stipulated grant period, most grant periods are between 2 and 3 years, for which you will require at least the first 6 months to a year in order to prepare, in order to get the equipment, to get the competence, recruit participants, find out, get approval for your outcome measures, get procedure approved, and so on and so forth. So that's number one. Then you will require at least 3 months to write, 3 months to analyze. So 6 months is gone. So out of 3 years, you have 1.5 years gone. So you need to finish your study in data collection in 1.5 years. Is this going to be possible? If it is not possible, you will have to decrease your objective. So these are some of the things you must consider. When you come to budgeting, which is the most important part, which is as important as the research question, think of all possible expenses. What are all the types of expenses that you anticipate? Does the granting agency give under all those heads? Look at the pay of the level of research associate you require. If it requires a lot of research input, then you will require a research associate and not an SRL. If it is just basic data collection without a lot of research work, without a lot of brain work, then a junior research fellow might be adequate. So these are also things you must consider. Look at what are the equipment that you require. So make sure that you get quotations and then budget. Don't just look at the internet and see, oh, this costs 20 lakhs, so I'm going to put 20 lakhs. No, please don't do that. Find 2 or 3 people who supply and then get national equipment quotation, because there will be customs and other things that you will not be able to understand unless you have got the quotation. So that needs to be done. Budget for contingency at the maximum allowable by the granted agency. Contingency are things that you have not anticipated, things that you have not budgeted for. And believe me, that there are all of these that will crop up. And so there are guidelines for this. Granted agencies will only allow about 15,000 per year and so on. So whatever is allowable, budget for that. Travel, consider our travel. Consider travel by the research associate, travel by the PI for presentation. For example, DST requires you to go and do a final presentation. So for that you need to travel. That much research you have to grant. Then patient travel, etc., etc. and consider stationery, Xerox, whatever you need to do. After you've done everything, get a peer review. Get someone to read your proposal so that mistakes can be caught, including grammar, spelling, and so on and so on. Check and double check the budgeting until you know that you have done everything and that it is correct. Rows and columns must add it. Use Excel, otherwise you will get in trouble. Now, presentation. DST has regional presentations where you have to go and present your proposal. The review committee will ask a lot of questions. Do not think that they will not know your research. They will. They will have specialists from many areas who are highly skilled and highly educated and highly competent reviewer. They will ask questions and you should be able to answer them. Your theory must be strong, not only in your research question background, but also in research itself. Other things, just by the way, information, Indian agencies will take a year to 2 years to 3 years to respond. And from the time you write your proposal and actually get the money may take anywhere between a year and 3 years. So therefore, you need to anticipate what happens to the cost. So these things have to be. So you need to put a little bit extra. International agencies work on a time schedule and they work as per their advertisement. So if they say by midnight of May 27th, Pacific Standard Time. Pacific Standard Time is US. It's a time zone in the US. So you must submit by that time, whichever country you are doing it from. You must submit all required reports on time and in the format given. Otherwise, the agency will not give you the rest of the money. Agencies not give you a little bit at a time. So they won't give you the entire. You must one more, they're not going to give you one more upfront. They're going to give you a little bit. Then you have to give a report. They will make sure that you're actually doing what you say you're doing. And then they release a little bit more and so on. So you need to submit reports on time and according to the way you're supposed to give, according to the guidelines given. Most agencies do not allow the principal investigator or the co-investigator or the parent institution to take any money for their time. So don't think you will make money out of projects. You don't make any money out of projects. You are only getting, satisfaction. You are helping to get that research published, and you are probably helping your stakeholders. And you will get publications. You are not going to make any money out of projects. Results must be published. It is a requirement and it is a responsibility. Granted agencies, especially in India, are giving you money in order to improve our research profile globally. So you must publish. Coming to ethics in research. Ethics in research has been, I'm sure all of you have been taught in class, so I won't go into great detail. But the major points are every participant must fill an informed consent. Now, if there is an ICMR grant, they now require you to do the informed consent video, and you have to send the video to ICMR because people are faking it. So, informed consent must be given. Informed consent can only be given by a competent person. So, that is someone who is over the age of 80 and have no cognitive disability. In case your participants are below the age of 18 or have cognitive disability, the guardian will give informed consent, but the participant must give verbal assent every time. So, if one point of data collection, this patient says, I don't want to do it today, then you cannot force them to do it, even if the guardian has given informed consent. This is absolutely essential, very good, very necessary for you to know and adhere to. There must be clear communication. In the informed consent, there must be clear communication. Even whatever verbal instructions you give must be clear. You must not give any false promises. You must tell them that this is right. And you must talk about what compensation. For their time, are you going to compensate for their time? Are you not going to compensate for their time? If you don't, it's fine. But the patient must agree or the participant must agree. Publishing ethics. The main thing is authorship. We have a tendency to give gift authorships. For example, if the husband is writing the article, they will not, and the wife is also physiotherapist. The wife will also get authorship even if she doesn't know anything about the topic, and vice versa. We tend to give gift authorship to people we like, friends, colleagues, or seniors because of the fear. Whether the institution always seems to get authorship, whether they know what's going on or not. So these are all not ethical. Authorship has clear guidelines. People who have contributed to all stages of the study will get authorship, not anybody else. Acknowledgement is for people who allow you to do the study and so on, this head of the institution, etc., can be acknowledged. But there is no need to get authorship. And it is necessary also to publish in a good journal. When you publish in a journal for payment, pays 3,000 rupees and your article will be published in 2 days. Those kind of journals are plenty nowadays. So that is unethical publishing, because when you publish, the understanding is that it has been peer reviewed. Peer reviewed, and that whatever the problems, any reporting problems have all been caught. Because published research is how we make evidence. Evidence is what we use to base our management. So finally, if you publish in bad journals, which do not have good ethics, which do not have a good procedure, etc., and which are just publishing because you're paying money, then you are misleading the public. You're misleading your colleagues who might read this article and say, oh, XYZ treatment is very good because so and so said it is very good. But you know that the article was fabricated and the journal was paid to publish. So you must not do these things. Accurate reporting is required. If your study did not show results, please say it did not show results. If it showed negative results, say it showed negative results. Whatever you found, if you have done the research properly, you must give the correct report accurately. You must always give conflict of interest. Conflict of interest can be if there is a machine and the manufacturer has paid you to do the research. Conflict of interest actually can even be if you are doing it just to get promotion or to become the head of the department. It's also actually conflict of interest. But anyway, then funding sources must be mentioned because it is a responsibility and it is ethical. Authorship guidelines. Authorship guidelines are guidelines that every journal will give. So journals will have different guidelines. It is necessary for every contributor to adhere completely because journals require uniform style. Therefore, every single thing, if they say put a comma after every sentence, you have to put a comma after every sentence, whether you agree to that or not, because it is their format. Tables, figures, numbers, style, etc. must all be lined with guidelines. Some of them will want lines for the table, some of them will not want lines, some of them will want only the horizontal lines, some of them will want only vertical lines. Whatever it is, you must follow the guidelines. Referencing style, like I already said, must be adhered to. Number of words must be adhered to, otherwise they will simply throw it out. Now, other things, choose a journal which has the readership who will be interested in your topic. So if you are doing a hardcore physiotherapy article and you are going to publish it in disability and rehabilitation, it's kind of silly because the authors of disability, the readers of disability and rehabilitation are looking at guided issues in rehabilitation and not at manual therapy. So that would be a one choice of journal. So you must choose a journal whose readers would be interested in your study. Make sure you've done a thorough and current literature review. Don't reinvent the wheel because people, either it will get thrown out or if by chance it manages to get through also, it will not get good quality article. Now sometimes you need to do the same study again because there's not enough evidence. That is okay. What I need to say is you must base your research on already published research. About redundant sentences, like I said at the beginning of this session, an article is an article, it is not a thesis. have at least 3 to 4 journals as backup in case the first one rejects. Almost always the first one will reject when you're first trying to publish. Second one will also reject. Third one might also reject. If you're lucky, the fourth one will accept. So you need to have several journals as backup. The first one to send to will be a top-rated journal. You knowing fully well that they're likely to reject, but if you're lucky, it will get past the editor and it will go to a reviewer. The peer reviews that you get from this high-level article, even if they recommend that the article not be accepted, is going to help you make your article better so that you can submit it to the next journal, and your likely chance of it being accepted becomes higher. Don't be disheartened if journals reject. Send to another. Everybody gets rejected. Everybody gets, people who have published 100 articles will get a letter from a journal saying your English is not good enough. So these things happen. So there are many, many reasons for that. It depends on the reviewer. It depends on the editor. It depends on the number of articles that you've got. It depends on so many other factors. So don't worry. Send it to someone else. That's all I have. Thank you. And this is the last session of this research course. Those of you who have registered, I don't think anyone has even returned the first assignment. There are other assignments to follow. When you have completed all the assignments, you will be given the certificate. Thank you and have a good evening.